Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you clicked on this video, then I am surprised because you probably don't know what Kawafitober is and you probably don't know who I am. But to fill you in on that, I am Nadia and I'm an illustrator and I'm currently running a Drawtober prompt list called Kawafitober. And my prompt list is a lot more character focused and specific than other prompt lists, and if I do say so myself, I think it's a whole lot of fun. Every week on my YouTube channel in October, I've been doing weekly roundups of Kawafitober where I talk about how the week's gone for me, I show you the pieces that I made for every prompt, and then I showcase all of your guys' amazing work. This is the 4th weekly roundup, which is insane because that means the next one is the last weekly roundup, which means that October is nearly done. But anyway, let's get into it. This week has been a little bit weird for me because I think I've been like the most tired this week. I've been very exhausted. I think the routine and doing the same thing every day is starting to get to me a little bit. I think because with Drawtober you find your like groove that gives you like the path of least resistance to making a piece of art, and you kind of like keep falling back to that same routine. It's very helpful to have that. But I also think doing the same exact thing and the same process every day can make life feel slightly monotonous. Luckily, I'm drawing different pictures every day, so that's good. But I've also made, I think, some of my favourite pieces of the whole month this week, so that's very exciting. The prompts that we worked on this week were Senor Limon, Fish with 3 exclamation marks, The Forgotten Night, Instant Ramen, Samurai Girl, and Ghost Whisperer. I mainly did spot illustrations this week because I was just trying to like save myself a little bit of time and like just scale it back a little bit. I did try and do a full illustration for The Forgotten Night, but I ended up really not liking the piece, so I started all over again. And now The Forgotten Night I think is one of my favourites this week, so at least there's that. But anyway, I'll just show you what I've made. Okay. So, the first prompt was Senor Limon, and I did this. I feel like my Senor Limon looks more like a Japanese salaryman on his way to work, but I love him nonetheless. I love his little suit. I think he looks very smart. I like his shoes. I also really like the posing that I got of him. I like originally drew him like very still, like very stiffly sat on a bench, but then I did some reference looking and lo and behold, it helped. So yeah, this is my little Senor Limon and his cat friend, and I really like him. The next prompt was Fish, and I did this. I love this piece so much. I've drawn a sweet little girl who I said is obsessed with fish. This is her little polar bear mount called Glade. I like the idea that she was called Trinket just because I think Trinket and Glade sounds very cute. You guys loved this piece. My post went absolutely insane for this. I'm just glad that we're on the same page because I absolutely love this so much. I think it's so cute. I really love the colours. I really love the composition. And yeah, I think it's very cute. The next was The Forgotten Night, and I did this. I had an idea for this prompt like before October even began, that I really wanted it to be this like night that had been lost in the forest and became kind of like taken over by nature, but you could see its scary little red eyes glowing through. The first painting that I did for this was this. I don't know why, but I just really didn't like how this came out. I feel like the night looks like the Mandalorian, like it doesn't look like a night, and that was really annoying me. The general composition I think like didn't really work. I don't think it read very well that like it was supposed to be like a ruins, like a giant ruins of a night. Sometimes with a piece you just know it's not gonna work, but then you persevere hoping that it would be fine, and it doesn't usually happen. So after I finished this piece, I came in the next day and I was like, I need to redo it. I don't like it. And I did. And I'm obsessed with this piece. I feel like I love how the armor came out. I love like the intensity of his eyes and the way he's looking. But I also really like how it's like this like very like dark fantasy night mixed with like my cute bubbly colourful nature, and it kind of like showed me a different side of my style, which was really cool. The next prompt was instant ramen, and I drew this. I had this idea like again weeks ago. I was actually in bed. I'll put a little screenshot of like the little half asleep doodle that I did in my notes of these guys, but I suddenly realized I was like, oh my god, I could draw a Shin ramen because it's my favorite cup noodle, and then there could be these little noodle sprites that are just like using it like a spa and I love it so much. I also just love how the food came out. I feel like it looks a little bit like Ghibli-esque, like the shiny noodles and stuff. It's just like makes me want to eat another one now. The next prompt was Samurai Girl, and I did this, and I absolutely adore her face and her hair. When I first painted it, I was like, I think this is the most beautiful face I've ever painted. I love the little like red dots under her eyes. I love her hair highlights. I just had a lot of fun painting this one. The last prompt this week was Ghost Whisperer, and I did this little fella. I had this idea of there being a little imp, and he has some sort of magical staff that he can help control the ghosts, hence Ghost Whisperer. When I was trying to draw the ghost though, I was like, I don't know how to make ghosts look like ghosts that aren't just like that really stereotypical like Halloween ghost, and I kept just drawing like loads of those ghosts following him, and I was like, it's not working. And then I was talking to my friend about it, and they had the best idea to do like possessed items, and then I could create this kind of like trail of floating items that he could be like warding away. I really like how this came out. I wish it was a real guy, and then I could get him to take my possessed items out of my house. It's not my favourite of the week, but I think it's very cute and I like the idea. In terms of which is my favourite, it's got to be... It's between these two. They kind of feel like quite similar to each other. I think the colours are quite adjacent. I think it's this one. If I'm being true to myself, I think it's this one, but I'm proud of myself for doing this one. But anyway, that is enough about my art and my week. It is now time to showcase all of your work. I've noticed there is a bit of a lull kind of sweeping through everyone this week, and I just wanted to kind of remind you all that this is a very difficult thing to do. It makes sense that we're all kind of hitting walls constantly through the month. I think because like people view Drawtober as just like a fun and silly art challenge, it's kind of easy to look over the fact that like this is an insane thing to do, and it's very difficult and very impressive to do it. I just kind of wanted to remind you all to be proud of yourself, even if you kind of want to stop now, or you're petering out, or you're kind of falling behind. Just go with what your body and mind is telling you to do, because even just getting to this point is insane. Over 20 drawings done in a month. That is crazy, and you should be proud of yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to remind you all that you're the best. And I'm going to stop talking now and show all of your amazing work from this week. So yeah, please enjoy, and I'll see you in a bit. the showcase this week. I don't even need to say what I'm thinking because I know that you already know, but I'll say it anyway. You guys are incredible. You guys are absolutely incredible. I love seeing all of your art every single day. It makes me feel very excited and very happy to see all of your different interpretations of these weird prompts. It makes me very happy. So thank you. Thank you for taking part. We only have 1 week left, which is kind of exciting, if I'm being real. I'm kind of excited to not have to do this every day, but also a little bit sad because it's so nice. Like the community that happens during this month is so sweet and so heartwarming, and I don't want that to stop, so let's keep it up. Like I said before, and like I've said every single week, please look after yourself. We're in the burnout zone now, okay? We're in the burnout zone, guys, and we don't want to get burnt, so let's be nice to ourselves. It's quite funny every time I make these parts of the videos because like I'm saying stuff to you that I need someone to say to me, but like I can't take my own advice. Why is that? Leave me a comment down below saying, Nadia, stop working. And maybe I'll do it, but I won't probably. I am very excited to go into this next week. We've got this, guys. It is the last push. We only have like 6 more drawings to do and we're done. I'm very excited specifically to see everyone's Pokemon drawings. That's going to be a fun day. If you would like to see more from me, please check out my Patreon. There will be a link down below. I have a sticker club. I do monthly videos. I do little bits and bobs over there. So please check it out if you have time. And yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you eat a cinnamon bun this week because they're the best. And I also hope that you get some new socks this week because there's nothing better than putting on a fresh pair of socks. Okay. I'll catch you next week, guys. Bye. You're all amazing. You're all bloody amazing.